124,582 PCU, 19,574 total blocks, including the ships. Okay. Hey, YouTube Gundam here, welcome back. And I just stated what the numbers of this thing are for the PCU blocks. So there's a certain YouTuber that put up that station there a bit ago, which is CDF Enfield Shipyard. I liked it. I wanted to make my own. I didn't want to just copy theirs, so I thought I'd personalize it. I have no idea why that's all floating in there, but whatever. Theirs has 4 large ones on, well, 3 large ones there, a bigger one there, and then a series of 6 smaller ones on that end with a longer bit there. I decided against doing all that. I went with this. The overall size, of course, is bigger, but of note, even their larger area size is smaller than mine because mine needed to fit my ships, which, as it turns out, is bigger than theirs. The 3 ships of theirs that I left because there was just ship. I got rid of the other 2, well, the other 20 ships. This thing was packed, not very many empty spots. There were now just 2 frigates and a destroyer. And no, I don't have all the mods, so I didn't do it. Now, this is a very beautiful station, mind you. Everything about this screams beauty as far as design and stuff goes, while at the same time, it also screams complexity. And for me to do that, yes, can I? Sure, if I want to. Hell no. I like simplicity. I like simple, brutalistic. They did have a single block wide with railings, and they are intending for this to be a new series, which is probably in the middle of recording, where there's heavy combat. Not me. What I have here is a mothball shipyard that I was going to have including a halberd class destroyer. I've decided against it. Instead, there's a goblin corvette and a freelancer heavy frigate. That's going to come with it. So that number that I stated includes those 2 ships. So the actuality of this thing is approximately 15,000 blocks and about 100,000 CPU. It's not great, not terrible. I know you can't, well, they did, I forget how, but I couldn't find a way of shutting off my ships. This is supposed to be for mothballs or something else. I decided to call it the Apothecary mothballs, which I have not put up name. I need to put a name here, so I will do that later. But yes, I have named the areas north, south, east, and west, and there is a slight distinction, although otherwise they are very similar. Though you do see as one has a cargo and the other has a hydrogen, they're not completely identical. But the north side does have a few things, and the south is a couple other things, so it does matter a little. So, why don't we go over it from here? So, one thing you'll notice is, across all the various... Really? There's supposed to be a searchlight, which is currently set for idle movement. Is there another missing? No, is there? They're meant to track or be for idle. I will adjust that somewhere. But yes, and I'll make sure. I haven't actually set up the other stuff yet. I just finished, or thought I finished. So yeah. Now with this is the west side. I do need to put this as a W and that as an east or west, east, something. I do need some minor details, which detailing, you know me, I don't do until later. So, a vessel can land here and head in, seeing a large number of ships around. You can see the frigate over there. It does have the new Black Blood Alliance's dark green and dark gray color scheme, and you can follow it. Very open conveyors are leading to all the arms, but the main line doesn't have that. Just the arms. partially because I did that as an afterthought. I can't be asked. So, one thing I did do as an afterthought also was to put in, well, the railings in gray, and then I repainted every single one of them yellow. I really need to plan things out before I begin constructing them. Also, speaking of, because of course I forget something else. This. Okay. So, coming down the main point here, there are zones to dock things like corvettes or larger small ships like the Basilisk on the side here. You have the main area, which does have an older style hydrogen tank with some newer blocks. You're going to need all the DLC for this, so keep that in mind. This is the command center. Hello. And you have that beacon there, but it's not on the other side. All the ways up, except for inside there, are via these stairs. So enjoy. If you were to dock a ship at, say, here, which all the others are there, you do have to add the bits, but not those, as that is, they're intentionally not complete, so that way you can move it as needed. And there's also not a merger. You have to get merge blocks, so. But you shouldn't put in the merger until later. And I did have to add those side blocks, which are not there. Otherwise, you'd have to stick those on, because this is mothballs, not resupply. Alright? Or this is emergency reserves. So, you park up the ship wherever you would put it. You shut off the engines, but otherwise leave the ship on, or else it would shut everything off, because that's just space engineers. You want it as close as you can get, even though there is the forward one. This has the rear, which they are marked by the grays, not the greens. Greens are support, grays are not. You come in, you want to come over to here, see a little light. You have a little waltz down, which you have no access to anything at this point, but it's very easy to tell where you need to go. Depending, you just aim for the smoke, if you can see it, or you just look and you don't see any tower there. You look, oh, there's a tower. That's where I need to go. Open conveyor pipes here for just more simplicity. This is supposed to be reserves or for mothballs, so it's supposed to be far behind the lines. You then head up to here. This is one of the ones that doesn't have a item in it, and these are all identical except for mirrored. What is inside of these? First off, there's an airlock. It's a toilet right there. There's a kitchen. You have some air. You have some nice windows. It's not very well lit in here. It's just intentional. Some cargo. Cryopods are here. Several beds sitting around. There's an armory. And spare parts in a few of these spots. And this is the C, that's the expensive one. You know, these are both C's. Pricey. Also a desk. But there's not a desk in the other corner. That's where the kitchen is. But you do have an extra toilet. Going across the platform here, you do have this in case you want to put something there. I decided to leave it open. If it's closer to the front, you might stick a gun there, which then you want a gun on the bottom, but there's a gyro to assist in a few things, so Coming in through here, this is not going to be pressurized, but you do have a pair of the A's here. You do have medical, a few beds, but this is not pressurized. This one's containing a fancier hydrogen tank. And here you have some B's. Is it pressurized? Well, you got the medical unit here, and the other side is similar. I don't believe it's pressurized because, you know, there's giant holes. So that's those. The others, if you were to cross between, you do have this whole section right here with a couple of guns, hydroponics, oxygen generation, oxygen storage, and that leads to the other one of these, which is the same but mirrored. And this is the same as the other, but it replaces the hydrogen tank with a cargo tank, or a cargo container. And it is the same all the way up and down. You have, going down, you have 3 cargo containers and 2 hydrogen tanks on this side. On this side, hydrogen, cargo, hydrogen, cargo, hydrogen. So 3, 2, 2, 3. Sure, yeah. And then 1 extra hydrogen down there, along with some small hydrogen tanks here and there and the small bits of cargo. 1 weapon store all the way at the back here, right past this, which does have everything else there, but it does not actually have that in the middle. And that was on purpose. You do notice that there are some that are much closer together. Don't have that. This does mean the area is slightly small. You compare the two, there's that slight reduction in the size. So that would mean you have to park smaller ships there. This is on the bigger one. This frigate you see has plenty of room. This spot would be for destroyers. This spot would be more for frigates. Or this could be for one of those escort carriers. So you have 2 ships there, 2 ships there. But that means in total you have 3 areas for guns coming down here, 3 areas for guns coming down the other area, way over yonder. Then you have the end cap, along with having its beacon to describe what it is, where it is. There's this yellow bar here. Importantly, an important thing about this yellow bar here to note is that's gravity. There is gravity inside these, hiding inside there. Why am I going so fast? Why am I going so fast? There we go. So there's your gravity hiding inside each one of those things. And it is quite a walk, by the way. Standing right there to reach the center point is 735 meters away. The other side, way over there, over 1.5 kilometers. So this thing in total is just shy of a mile long. Yeah, it's enormous. Its width, however, is nowhere near that, as their signal is 284, so about 272, there it is, but that's to that point there, which is close, about 280 meters wide, and not very tall at all. So, yeah. Again, inspiration obviously from that, though they have it asymmetrical. The south side goes one way, which looks awesome, but the north side goes a different way. This whole thing is awesome, but I mean, look at all this detail. I think I'm going to slap back my merge, or nah, forget the merge box. I'm pretty sure every single merge block they had to ship, so I'm not going to do that. Just look at these. Look at this. There's a gap there, there's this there, there's that there, blah, blah, blah. Sheesh. You want me to do that? I'm lazy. I'm going to delete this thing in a minute. But yeah, this right here. But for them, it's just a platform where you can park a ship. You have a repair bay to access, which is awesome. This is just incredible. And then there's this, which has a hydrogen tank, and then just looksy. That's it. That's all it is. This is beautiful, but it's not very functional. Those warheads. What is that? It's not too functional. It's just more looksy. There is a generator there that I turned off. I think it was there, not over there. But I decided to add these here. So, speaking of which, let's take a look at the mid-tower. We'll slow down. I've already stated what is on the underside, and there are gyroscopes stating around. You'll notice that underneath the midsection between each one, there is a gyroscope, and then at the tips of each of those, there is a gyroscope and a spotlight. Just to help, and a handful of thrusters, because when you dock a ship, there's a lot of bouncing involved because of clang. So to help reduce that, this. So you enter in from there, which does mean if anyone is up here to access, they actually have to go down and then go all the way around, then all the way around again, even though it's right there. That is a bit of crap planning on my part. I apologize. Not. So yeah, you know me. So we enter in. Hello. This is the entry area, which is literally just this. Multiple levels of this. You should head backwards, or I will be painting this. Actually, I can paint it now. Give me a tab. You should know me by now. Bonk. we go. I should probably paint this one. Yes. Okay, alright. That'll work. Okay. That's the bottom, so it won't matter. Well, somebody might complain. There we go. Now you can't complain. So, obviously you have vacuum or pressure in here. The first level is literally just an entry level. The second level is basically just observation. Who wants to just look out and see? You got it. Although there are a couple of reactors. Keep that in mind. The third level is a lot busier. First off, a single gravity unit. There's not on the east side, but it's on the west side. There are ATMs. Something that most people don't use is all this crap. The economy. I've thrown it in right there. Just below the actual command block. So, observation. So, the way this works, you have your store and your contracts, 4 ATMs hiding around, and large observation again to overlook. And beautiful view of the frigate there. ATMs again, and stores. You have a vending machine there. I didn't realize. Yeah, stores and offers. And more ATMs. So, yeah, all that's here. Then, when you go up the next level, which I think this is red, I think I should. There we go. Going up to this level is the command level. Now, this is not quite symmetrical. Left to right is, or east to west is, but north to south is not. So when you come up from the point, let me slow down again. When you come up from a ladder, if you make a quick U-ey towards the window next to you, there is a little armory bit here with suits. But the first thing you'll see is, of course, this. There's a command chair, and there's a nice little seat. You can talk about things. You can just throw on a projector of a ship or of the station. And then you have access to an actual other armory here. Multiple LCDs, which could display any number of things. And you have this. Plant, bar, and kitchen. And you have this little bit kind of sticking here. Toilet, little privacy. Unlike the other bit, this is privacy because this is supposed to be a busy area. The others aren't really supposed to be busy, and they're supposed to be your crew. So, also, I just didn't have quite enough room. I mean, I could have, but decided against it. But this is where it's a little different. You have the fancier command chair here, whereas it's exactly the same over there. So, and a little passenger seat for those who want to look. Beautiful window. Looking out to the everything. Again, more beautiful windows. A big honker. Oxygen tanks, you know your level. Vent, of course. LCDs. Then you come upstairs. Now this is where it's a little different. This is not the same. This is where it's heavily not different going north to south. First off, you do have a basic refinery and a mini refinery, I forget what it's called. And a basic factory, I think, or a basic assembler, but there is the fancy assembler right there, which does have a speed module, a efficiency module, and a power module on it. So yeah, there's also a handful of batteries in here, just a few, and heat vents, because I thought they look nice. I also, then, I'm going to add the name of the station. I'm going to probably change it from Apothecary, but yes. You do also have this, which that effect looks nice. It kind of looks like this for mothballs and for other stuff, but, you know. Shut that down, turn up, turn low. Just sitting there looking pretty. Then there's what's on the other side, because one side in here is literally just a way up, but if you do come out, which let me turn that off, click, you can hop out to come to here, which gives you not much access, or you continue up a little bit to give you access to that. So there you go. Some battery, a little bit of room, very cramped in here though, only one light. Come all the way around to the airlock, which comes out to here, which actually, I want a railing, I think about it. and paint it bright yellow. They are interested in safety, so railings are actually a concern for the Black Blood Alliance. That is... there you are. Yeah, I do that, and that. There we go. So you can access it, but it's blocked. So there you go. A turret up top and turret on the bottom plus the others. So the entire thing has literally just 10 Gatling gun turrets across the entire station. Hello. That's it. Just 10 Gatling gun turrets. And they're pretty far spread out. So, you know, it would not be very difficult for somebody to take. I mean, there's literally one there. There's that. There's the one there. And there's one that's tips. So aim for the 2 tips. And then look for the larger gap. Or just look for what's shooting at you. So, yeah. But what is there is a reactor along with oxygen and hydrogen. So it's a good area to shoot, but it's shooting back. And then there's just the middle bit. And that's it. There's nothing else, not even interior turrets. So, again, in the rear, with just a few things to persuade pirates to fuck off. So, yeah, I'm going to include the Goblin and the Freelancer. And I was going to include it, however, it was already pretty big, so forget that. Alright, I just need to finish it up. So there'll be a few more blocks, but it's not going to be too bad. I just need to, yeah, I'll just finish it up and I'll go from there. Alright. Thank you. Come again. This button.